morning, welcome to day 28 of your daily wellness, and today we do Warrior 3. So Warrior 3 has kind of two main components. The first is the balance, and also there's a big stretch through the front of the hips and through the hamstrings in the back of the legs. Now you can focus on both of those if you want to, but if you're not feeling one or the other, you can sort of choose your focus. So for instance, if you're not feeling the balance today and you want to work on the stretch, if you've got a bit of a wall or a bit of something you can lean against, you can actually do the stretch with a bit of support, so it takes away that instability. But if you want to work on the core, on the balance, on the internal muscles that we use in the core, then obviously don't hold on to anything. And you can do shallower options, so it's a bit less stretch but a bit more focusing on your core and on the rest of the form. So that's your choice to make, and if you want to wall or you want to move, go and do that now, get yourself set up. Otherwise we start today's practice standing, that's the word. So really trying to get this firm foundation, looking down at your feet, feel that connection, press your big toe into the mat and then try and press the other toes firmly down, each one equal. Press with the ball of the big toe, with the ball of all the toes to the outside, inside and outside of the feet, inside and outside of the heels. Press down firmly. Notice if you naturally lean forwards or back. Find that neutral point as you start to shift your gaze up. Feel that grounding down into the floor. Active through the calves. Imagine lifting through the arches. Lift the kneecaps, tighten the quads. As we lift through the front of the abdomen, we tuck under with the tailbone at the back. Small tuck of the ribs, but lengthening up as the shoulders come back and down. Reach the fingers down, tuck the chin, and take a few deep breaths. Feeling your body grow tall, feeling that alignment come into place, working out all the kinks as we reach up tall through the top of the head. Good, taking a moment to just settle into the here and now, let the thoughts go. Every exhale, let whatever thought is in your mind, whatever to-do list or should have done or shouldn't have done or annoyances, just let them go. And then from there, I'm going to step it up towards the top of your mat. Find that length as we inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, coming into your forwards fold. A little bend in the knees, take a moment to lock in from the belly, lengthen the spine. So we're coming into halfway lift as we lengthen out. And this is really the spinal alignment that we want in our Warrior 3. So your upper body kind of wants to be this level with the tailbone lengthening back, top of the head lengthening forwards, shoulder blades are kind of coming together in the upper back, and the belly button is sucked in. So we're not arching too much, we're not hunching over, we want that length. The chin will be tucked. Good, and then we're going to bend the knees. Send the arms forwards and up slightly. So we're trying to bring the arms as an extension of the rest of the body. And again here we often arch too much. We don't want that. We want to tuck a little bit. We want to find a length. When you're in your Warrior 3, your arms are going to be by your ears. It's an extension of your spine. As you exhale, release it back down. Take a little release in your forward fold. Good, feel that firm foundation. Fingertips to the mat, bend the knees. We're going to take the right foot back onto the knee. Good. Place the left hand, the right hand on the left knee and lengthen up. So scoop your tailbone under, left hip comes into the socket. Gently push away, so we're getting a bit of a stretch through the front of the right hip. Good, and then we bring the hands to the mat, walk the left foot forwards and roll it back on the heel as we come into runner's lunge or half splits, and we stretch through the back of the left hamstring. Still pull that hip back into the socket. And then we add a little movement. Now if you want here, you can use a block or 2 blocks to give you something to take away a bit of this fold issue. If you're struggling to get down, you're not really focusing on the leg stretch. So feel free to use blocks or books or anything that you've got next to you to give you a bit of support. As we inhale, we're going to roll forwards, open the chest, tuck the tailbone, stretching through the right front of the hip. As you exhale, we roll back, curl the toes under, stretch through the hamstring. So again, using your block as we inhale. As you exhale, or not with the block, up to you. One more like this. Exhale. Good. Then place the left foot down, use the hands to support. If you have the space, tuck the right toes and bring the knee a little further back. So already you'll be feeling a bit more stretch. Again, blocks perfectly acceptable if you want to use blocks. And the same pattern, as we inhale, we're going to try and lengthen forwards. Try and shift forwards, open the chest. As you exhale, we send it back. Again, inhale forwards. You'll find there's less range of movement this time, but just working into the hips. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. And then if you've got space, again, try and lengthen it out a bit more. You'll find you've got very little range of movement here, but that's fine. As you inhale, we just bend the left leg. The toes might not reach down at this point. Allow the weight to sink. As you exhale, send back, pull back through the left hip crease. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And then there's really no dignified way to come out of this, particularly if you're feeling stiff now. Make your way out. I find the easiest way is to come down into seated. Bring it back onto all fours, tuck the toes under. And then we're going to walk back up to the top of the mat. My mat shifts here because it's on carpet, so I will just keep adjusting it. That's why I'm doing that. So coming back up to the top of the mat, sweep the arms up, inhale. As you exhale, dive forwards. Halfway lift. And fold. Bend the knees. This time we come into chair pose, lengthen the spine, send the arms up again, tuck the tailbone a little, tuck the lower ribs in a little, pull the thumbs back. Exhale, release it down. This time sending the left foot back onto the knee. So about 90 degrees on each knee to begin with. Right hand, left hand, open the chest, scoop the tailbone under. Good. Take the hands down, walk the right foot forwards, and then we send it back into your runner's lunge or half splits. Again, blocks perfectly acceptable. We really want to be able to get the focus on stretching the hamstring and stretching the front of the hip. So better to use a block and be able to get that than be to struggle through the spine and not be able to get the right stretch. Good. Inhale, bring it forwards, open the chest. Exhale, send it back. Again, inhale forwards. Exhale, send it back. One more. And back. And now, if we have the space, tuck the toes, move the knee back a little. maybe just a couple of inches. As we inhale, we open the chest forwards. Exhale, send it back. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And then again, last time, if you've got the space, take the knee back a little. From here, inhale, shift the weight forwards, open the chest. Exhale, send it back. Less range of movement. Good. And then again, coming out of it, however suits you. And we come back to standing at the top of the mat into your forward fold. Give the head a little shake, a little nod. Take a moment looking down at your toes, actively pressing the back of every toe, the whole of the foot into the mat. Feel that real solid foundation. Lengthen through the spine. Give the tail a little wiggle. Good, bend the knees. Place the hands firmly down on the mat. Walk the feet back into downwards facing dog. Good, so maybe you have to bend your knees a little here or come up on the toes to really be able to get the tailbone right up to the sky. And then we can walk it through. Good, ground down through the left foot. Keep pushing back through the hands as we come into three-legged dog. So remember, rather than opening up here, we're trying to keep the toes dialed down. Little toe pointing down towards the floor. Big stretch through the left hamstring. As you exhale, shifting forwards. Remember when we did plank, we created space, dome through the upper back as we squeeze the knee in and step it up. Good. Abs in. Coming into high lunge, so stay up on the left toes as we reach the arms forwards, up. Scoop your tailbone under and lengthen through the back leg. Good, big inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right, reach one arm forwards, one arm back. Inhale it back up. Take the hands down, step it back to downwards facing dog. Walk it through. This time, ground down through the right foot. I'm going to take the left foot back into three-legged dog. Whoops. Toes pointing down. Push back with the hands. And then as we shift forwards, dome through the upper back, create that space as the knee comes in, and we step it up. Stay up high on the toes on the right foot, abdominals in as we reach the arms up. Scoop the tailbone. Big inhale. As you exhale, twist to the left, reach one arm forwards, one arm back. Inhale up, exhale back down, and come back to downwards facing dog. From here, ground through the left foot. We're going to step the right foot just halfway. Good, so we're halfway up. We're going to straighten both legs, lengthen through your spine. Again, you might want blocks here to lift the floor up to you a little bit. Trying to ground down through the back heel. Micro bend if you have strain on the knees. We want that length through the spine now. So if you want to block or if you want to start to balance, we can do that. Pull back through the right hip crease. Good. Exhale, take it down, bend the right leg, step it back, downwards facing dog. And then we step the left foot in part way. Take a moment to straighten both legs, Get the back heel down and try and get that length through the spine, the alignment. Hands can be wherever suits you. Good. And then allow the knees to bend as we bring the hands back down and come back to your down dog. Good. So we start to work into our warrior three now. Firm foundation. Step the right foot in part way. Good. Straighten through both legs. Find that length in your spine. And then we're going to shift the weight forwards, coming up onto the back toes, and walk the fingertips forward. We start to lift the back leg. Good. Maybe you keep it here with the hands on the floor. Maybe you use something to lean on to give you a bit of balance. Other ways, maybe we start to lift up and reach the arms forwards into your warrior three. You have options. If you're feeling like too wobbly, lean against something, use something on the back of the foot, do what you like. You can keep the hands on the floor if you want to work through the hips more. Again, if you want the balance but you haven't got the space, take it lower. You can keep the hands on the hips rather than stretching them out, or we can just stretch them out. Keep it a little bit higher, your choice. When you feel like you've had enough on that side, gently release the hands down, walk it back to downward facing dog. Good. And then we're going to do the other leg, step the right foot in part way. Straighten out through both legs, lengthen through the spine, and then we start to shift forwards. Coming up onto the back toes and start to lengthen, other way, sorry, should have been your left leg forward. I just thought, I'm sure we've done the leg. Okay, sorry, left leg forward, straighten out through both legs. Coming up onto the back toes, reach the hands further forward as the right leg lifts. If you want to use a wall, you can turn and face the other way. Abs in, you can use your blocks. Or if you're feeling strong and stable, you can reach the hands out for your warrior three. Again, use your options. As you can tell, I keep stepping out of it because my legs are actually really sore from training. And so they don't want to do this at all. Very humbling. So you have a practice at where you want to be. Again, use your options. Which leg? This leg, this leg. Use your options, do what feels best for you. And then when you're done, we can step the foot in, take it back to downwards facing dog. Walk it out. From there, bring the knees down to the mat. Separate them wide, toes together. Send it back into child pose. Allow the upper body to melt down. Maybe take the palms up. Allowing a bit more release through the upper back. Good, crawl through the fingertips, bring the knees together, send it back, take a moment to sit tall, and then take the hands behind and just take a moment to come back as far as suits you. We're not trying to overly stretch, we're not sort of warming up for our pose now, we're just releasing. So maybe we take a little rock side to side. Keep the neck in line so we're not cranking forwards or up. Good. And then when you feel like you've had enough rocking around on your knees, bring it down to your back, hug the knees in, and take a moment to just take a couple of little rocks here. And then when you're ready, take the feet out long, take the hands either to the sides, palms facing up, or they can rest on the belly. Close your eyes for a moment and allow your body to sink down into the floor. Taking a few deep breaths like at the beginning, settling into this moment. Notice how you feel. Not just physically, but how you feel about your Warrior 3 today. Did you accomplish it, or do you feel like it wasn't quite good enough for you? Judging yourself. But some days are better than others for balance, and the same with hips. If you've been training or running or sitting a lot, they might be tight, which will also affect your balance. So it's something you can practice that, and you will see progression. So stick with it if you felt disappointed with your practice today. I say that because I did. My legs are quite sore, my hamstrings are very tight, and it's just not working for me today. Okay, so take in just another couple of breaths, letting the tension go from body and mind. And then when you're ready, gently bringing yourself back up to seated anyhow that suits you. And we will see what we have for tomorrow's practice. Hopefully one that I can actually do a little bit better tomorrow. So, tomorrow we have eagle pose. So rather than opening up and stretching up through the hips, we're actually closing the hips up, stretching out through the back body, and again working on a bit of a balance. But you have options with eagle, so you can work more on the balance, or you can keep some sort of grounding and work a little bit more on the form. It's your choice. So thank you for joining me. Namaste, and I will see you again tomorrow for your next dose of daily wellness.